chairs? Chairs for the old ladies?
So,
How about this?
good morning and welcome to Morgan State University. My name is Rufkat Nafu and I am the CEO and founder of R&D Enterprise and R&D Associates. R&D Enterprise is our for-profit business and R&D Associates is a nonprofit business where we work diligently to promote community health, wellness, and wealth and sustainability. And today we're excited to again be at Morgan State University. And thank you, Professor Butler, Dr. Robert Butler, for having us and hosting us again. We're so delighted to be here. And we're so delighted to have you as our ambassador. And it's great to be back here. And we're also today partnering with the Baltimore Entrepreneurs and Leadership Network. And the director of that program is Sally Scott. So I'll let Sally say a little bit about what is about.
Thank you. Yeah, it's really wonderful to be here. Thank you, Dr. Butler. Thank you, Rebecca, and all of the ambassadors. And thank you to our Bell members who could be here today. This is a community of practice. So director is a lovely title. I would call myself a kind of co-founder with Pam King and facilitator of the Baltimore Entrepreneurship Leadership Network. We meet in our network members' places of work. So we've been all over the city and we get to hear about what the work that they're doing, connect our members together, and offer each other assistance and advice along the way. And so I've learned a tremendous amount. Rebecca's been a really active member from the beginning, and we got to meet several of the ambassadors who are here today back in November when we were at Baltimore Core. So we're happy if you're interested in joining our meetings on a more regular basis. Please let me know. I'd love to hear that. And I have to say my day job is I direct the Community Leadership Program at UMBC. And we have courses that are open to non-UMBC students. They're called skills courses. I will send out that information which Rebecca can share. I don't have all my paraphernalia right now. But basically, these are 5 week, you meet once a week for 5 weeks to really focus on a particular skill. That could be grant writing, budgeting, digital storytelling, podcasting, a real range. We've got 13 total. They go on all throughout the year. And we love having folks like you who have really significant experience and expertise in the classroom with our students, with other professionals, and the instructors. So I'll let you know more about that after we're done.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And today you're going to hear from our fabulous ambassadors. And who are ambassadors? They are community-based organizations that are doing amazing work as trusted community leaders, providing a variety of training and technical assistance and support, directly working with communities to bring about wellness and health and sustainable development in the communities that they serve. And we, along with them, build their capacity and build a network and continue to expand the work that we do, because together we can reach far more and deeper in making change happen. So I'm going to let the ambassadors introduce themselves before they do their pitches, but we also want to introduce the blind members. So, and we also, of course, wanted to introduce Dr. Butler. Dr. Butler, can you say a few words? And then, Antoine, I'm going to come to you to say a few words. So, Dr. Butler, you're welcome.
Thank you. So
I'm going to call on you.
it's for you.
Yeah, and I'm going to call on you to briefly introduce yourself.
Yeah.
this on right here? Okay. All right. Right. You ready? Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, so I'm here. So I am all things this semester, right? We have our ambassadors here, some of our health ed students from Health 450. We have did a lot of very interesting things, including one of our training projects. It's an evaluation and planning training that we are offering here. We just finished up. It's training through using AI and machine learning. I also have here Dr. Anan, who was actually my co-PI. She was out for a while, but she is now back. And so we are, along with Professor Day. Professor Day, she couldn't make it today, but I wanted to just sort of just bring forth greetings. I welcome you all here. Hopefully, you have a lot of information to really support our students in their career paths. I always say we're always learning, we're always training, we're always, we are the chief implementers as health educators. So again, I welcome you all.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much for hosting us. Okay, Blend members, please, we want to hear from you. Yes, introduce your phenomenal work that you do.
Director of the Johns Hopkins University Social Innovation Lab, which is an accelerated program for both community members and students across JHU campus who are working on socially or environmentally impactful businesses in and around Baltimore City. So we accept 10 to 15 founders into the program each year. They get $5,000 in seed funding and the opportunity to compete for more at the end of the program, curriculum that's centered in human-centered design and customer discovery and connections to the JHU and Baltimore social enterprise ecosystem to try to get support, connection to customers, funding, et cetera. I'm also a founder myself who was once part of the Social Innovation Lab. Founded an exercise company that's focused on using exercise and community to improve health outcomes for people with chronic conditions, and also a race management company where we host race running events throughout the city. And prior to that, actually, I was a strength and conditioning coach intern here at Morgan, and I taught phys ed for a little bit too. So it's good to be back.
Great. Okay, thank you. And I hope some of them will be eligible for the 5,000. Okay, so enjoy our pitch. And he shakes his, he nods. Yes.
Hi, everyone. My name is Michael Berardi. I'm the Assistant Director for Retriever Essentials at UMBC, which is our basic needs program on campus. Also the previous Special Projects Coordinator for Belln, and a co-founder of a community center and coffee shop in Baltimore County. No longer affiliated, but had a good run with it. So glad to be here.
Great. Wonderful. Great to have you. Oh.
Hey, everybody. My name is Myasia. I'm the head of strategic partnerships at Impact Hub Baltimore. For 10 years, we have been building a community of social entrepreneurs and community organizers and creatives to build a more equitable Baltimore here. So we do that by creating the environment where these relationships can create real change. We offer the space for folks to lead and share their insights with others through our co-working and our event rentals. And then we offer the knowledge and expertise through partnerships that create peer-to-peer learning as well as thought leadership and change within that space. And we continue to work with our community to do different thought leadership that changes minds about building a more collaborative economy than just a competition-based economy. So everyone has a role in creating a more equitable Baltimore, and we have a lot of really diverse options on how to make that happen by plugging people into our community and amplifying people's own skills back to Baltimore.
Fabulous. Thank you. And Sam, representing R&D and R&D Enterprise.
All right. So my name is Dr. Samuel Onwiko. I work with this beautiful lady, Rebecca. So I'm R&D associate. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. And thank you all for Morgan University students. You're just amazing in a great place. I love this place. And you are very intentional about bringing community to the school and the school to the community. And I appreciate that. That's what makes working with you absolutely wonderful. And we continue to do this and grow with this. So this is a partnership that we solidified this spring, and we're very, very excited about that. Okay, so we're going to kick off with our first pitch, our R&D ambassadors, and who would like to be the first one to pitch your business. Okay. All right, Michelle, come on. You have 3 to 5 minutes, really about 3 minutes. And folks, please follow along in the package that you have. She has a list of questions. So start thinking about her questions and how to assist her, provide some guidance in resolving some of the business questions that she has. All right. I'll hold this for you.
Oh,
Go
you'll
ahead.
hold it. You'll hold it
Yeah,
for me.
make it easier for you. Or
All right.
let
Thank
me
you.
do this.
Okay, it is so good to see everybody. Um, I have in my hand here. Do I need to stand here? I have in my hand here a box of half dozen Krispy Kreme donuts. And my question for you is: anybody, tell me what you see when you see these donuts. Anybody? Not everybody speak at once. Sugar. You see a box? Okay. You see sugar? Design. Okay. All right.
Temptation.
So for so many people, when they go into their offices every morning, what they see is they'll see donuts, they'll see muffins, they'll see, I don't know, bagels, they'll see coffee. And I see it, this box of donuts, I see those things a little bit differently. What I see is I see lost revenue. I see lost time. I see lost talent. And here's why I say that. The biggest threat to performance in our workplace today isn't a lack of talent. It is the lack of awareness around how food is affecting the brain. We are losing hundreds of billions of dollars every year in this country due to reduced productivity, absenteeism, and impaired performance tied to what we typically label as lifestyle issues. But it's the food. Globally, poor nutrition alone accounts for up to a 20% loss in productivity. People don't always think about that. And employees struggling with addictive behaviors to sugar and many other things, many of which go unrecognized, can be operating at 70% less capacity even while sitting at their desk. Presenteeism. The stakes are high because when people are underperforming, unfocused, and fatigued, it is not just a personal issue. It becomes a business problem. Poor nutrition and hidden food addiction are quietly costing us billions in productivity, and the people affected often have no idea that it's happening. And I didn't know it was happening to me. When I first published my book 5 years ago, everybody say yay, 5 years ago.
Yeah.
When I first published my book 5 years ago, I wasn't thinking about performance, productivity, or economic impact. I just wanted to help women wear cuter clothes. Because that's what I wanted to do. I just wanted to look better in clothes. But what I discovered after gaining and losing more than 700 pounds from the time I was 20 until the time I was 60 was that my struggle with food had very little to do with willpower. It had everything to do with addiction, conditioning, and unconscious patterns.
And here's what we're not talking about enough. Those selling patterns are showing up every day in our workplaces, in our schools, in our organizations, not because people don't care, but because they are navigating a food environment that is engineered to keep us craving, snacking, and consuming without awareness. So, what does that look like at work? It looks like brain fog. It looks like low energy. It looks like the itis. Anybody ever talked about that? The itis, right? Poor decision making, lack of focus, decreased productivity. It's all costing us. Not because people aren't capable, but because their brains are not being properly fueled. We are asking people to do more with less in this environment right now, right? Budgets are cut, teams are tight, but we are ignoring one of the most fundamental drivers of performance: how they eat and why they eat the way that they do. And it's not just access to healthy food, it's about addiction, it's about manipulation, and it's about lack of awareness. And let me make this even more real. In our workplaces across the country, we normalize what looks like a small thing: snacks, break room snacks, meeting snacks, platters of muffins, donuts, cookies, chips. But those snacks are not neutral. They are costing companies time, money, and a capable workforce, because every spike in sugar, every crash in energy, every moment of brain fog adds up to lost focus, slower decision making, decreased productivity, and no company, especially in today's environment, can afford to lose any of those things. You may see a box of donuts, you may see a platter of muffins, but I see something entirely different. I see lost time, I see reduced clarity, I see unrealized potential. Because when people are constantly pulled by cravings, and when their eating is being driven by addiction and not awareness, they are not operating at their highest level.
And what's your pitch?
And most time they don't even know why. What I do through Brand New Now Press and my Mind Over Meals framework is not tell people what to eat. I help them understand why they eat the way they do, how highly processed foods influence their behavior, and how to develop the desire to eat in a way that supports higher function. Because in today's environment, the real differentiator is not for information, it is for the ability to harness desire. Because when people think better, they choose better. And when they choose better, they perform better. Thank you so much.
Okay, so your business pitch is what? Is to do the training? Or, yeah,
Yes, training to support organizations to help people make better decisions around what they eat, so that they can perform at a higher level and be more proficient, save time, save money, and just be healthier.
Okay.
Yeah, through workshops. Yeah, through workshops and through training.
Okay. All right. We'll move on to the next one. So you have the questions, and we'll come back. Let's just go through the pictures. Okay. Next, we have. Hold on 1 second. Let me just put the mic on for you. Oh.
Was there nothing in that donut box?
Okay.
Let me be hard.
So you know your business pitch, right? So not only about the issue, but what's your business pitch, right?
Cassie.
Okay. So
I know. It sounded like there was something in there.
Hello, my name is Renee Weber. I am the founder and CEO of the Queen Sisterhood Society, also the executive director for QSS Baltimore. How many people here have a budget? Have a budget? Okay. Now, you all have pen and paper. Write down this number, $258. Write that down. This is your budget now. It's your new budget. What thoughts, feelings do you have? I'm sure their anxiety, how will I pay this? How will I pay that? I was 16 and had a daughter, and I was on public assistance, I received $258 a month, and I had to budget that.
Wow.
The anxiety that I felt, the trauma that I endured, the mental anguish, was all real things that happened real life here in Baltimore, native of Baltimore. I decided that I was going to be a part of the solution. So fast forward 2018, I started an organization, the Queens Sisterhood Society. We are a sisterhood and investment club. We focus on personal development because I always wanted to be the best version of myself, overcome those hurdles that I went through. Also, I wanted to increase my money. I wanted to invest. I wanted to learn about financial literacy. I learned decades ago about compound interest, which is the eighth wonder of the world, according to Einstein. And you can take $25 a month over 40 years and have $1 million. Did you know that? So the power of compound interest, the power of pouring into yourself, investing into yourself through personal development, being a lifelong learner, is exponential. The same way that we can be hurt and have trauma, healing is just as powerful and effective, because I have since gone to community college. I'm an alumni of Morgan, and I have made over six figures.
Yeah, Morgan.
And my investment club also has a portfolio of close to $400,000 in investments currently.
Wow.
We pool our money together, and every quarter we invest into a different business and whatever venture all of our members. So if you all become members of our collective, you would say, hey, we should invest in this, that, or the other. We vet it thoroughly, make sure it's not a scam, and then we all present it to each other and choose. You can opt in or opt out. So every quarter for the almost 8 years we've been doing that. I'm very proud of that. I also learned that retention is hard to keep members. So we established a nonprofit that helps aspiring investors, people who want to invest but aren't ready. And we've been doing that for 5 years. We're in Baltimore City Schools, we're in Howard County, and we actually are working to get into New York public schools because they finally get it. Like, it's not rocket science. Like, come on, just teach financial literacy. They don't teach it in the schools. But New York, they are being courageous. They're doing public forums and doing surveys, and they're about to give 18 million tax levy dollars to incorporate financial literacy in the schools. So we have had a lot of success with our investments. We have a car rental business. One of our members is a chemist, and she has a fragrance that she produced for us. It's our own personal fragrance. This is one way we try to bring in revenue. We're a membership-based organization. You can pass it around. We're a membership-based organization. We have purchased 3 hotels, one that we've sold. And we are part of a 28 unit here in East Baltimore, not far from here. I can't remember the street. I'll find that out later. 28 unit is fully occupied. Actually, it was one apartment available. One of our members, she needed a place to stay, so she applied, and now it's fully occupied. So we're earning money from that investment as well. So the number one pillar of our organization is community, because community, without it, we thrive in community. So we are able to pool our money together, thrive, invest, and have the resources that we need in order to accomplish our goals.
So your pitch?
So I am here because I really need support with the business side, sustainability, revenue model. I need assistance with legal and compliance. We've had an attorney who has, volunteered and was on our board and gave us support. But I have the passion because I lived poverty. I lived with only that $258, but I don't have the business acumen. So I would love to partner with anyone that knows how to take a business and, turn it around and help to scale, grow, and we can leave a lasting impact in our community. Because if we don't address those financial instabilities, then our community will be impacted. And you're scaled up in public speaking, so you have a national TV. Oh, okay. I will be on national TV. Yes, Damon John has a series called Next Level CEO. I applied, and I'm going to be on there probably next month. Yeah, he accepted my story.
Great.
All right.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Renee.
Thank you.
Wonderful. So, who wants to go? Delina, you want to show the video, or you want to do your pitch? Yeah. Oh. As you wish. As you wish. Okay. So she wants to show the video. She wants to show the video. I sent you a video link via email. Yes. Earlier. Yeah. It's in the email that I
email.
sent earlier. Yeah.
Probably this morning, because I was supposed to send it yesterday. Is that the one?
Scroll down. Scroll down. It was before this one. I sent it before this one. I sent it before that one.
She said it's
separate
before this
email
one.
before that one.
So it's probably
Yeah.
earlier.
I can resend it separately if you want.
You want me to let somebody else go?
So you can start talking, and then I'll send it to her again.
Okay. All right. All right. So while they're working for the greatness behind me, I'll go ahead and start my pitch. So I'm Delana Watkins, founder of the Women's Wellness Lounge, and leading with and continuing on the conversation about impact in the community. I primarily focus on women's health and wellness. I've been in healthcare for over 30 years, and what I've realized is that health and wellness is one of the most overlooked things as far as how we show up in the community. If you can't see it, if it's not something that people can identify, they're not thinking about health and wellness, right? We're talking about a broken arm, walking on crutches, those type of things, something that's visual. What they're not looking at is the impact overall on our mental, the way we show up. Earlier, Michelle talked about absenteeism, but there's also a thing called presenteeism, where you're at work, but you're not effective and you're not able to show up and deliver and do the things that's necessary. What we do at the Women's Wellness Lounge, we really have in 3 pillars, and that is lifestyle, advocacy, and education. That's how we show up. We help women to identify where they are in their lifestyle, what they need to make that better, to improve that. Advocacy, because a lot of times they don't realize how they should show up, what things look like, and what resources are available to them. And then lastly, we show up and give them resources that may not be necessarily accessible or available to them. And most time, these are the women that are outside on the margin, the marginalized women that don't have access, whether they're unhoused, returning from incarceration, or if they have, let's say, access that is not, it's medial. I'll say that they may give you Medicare, Medicaid, and you don't know that there's benefits that can be added onto that. So you only see that as insurance if you need it, not necessarily preventive or wellness care. So that is where we come in. We provide them with that access that they need and the education around well care and not sick care. So I want to show you a video that will identify, again, those individuals in the community that oftentimes we may look at but not see. Women who are, what I say, are, again, outside on the margin, the fringe of society, but we don't realize that we're truly the impact of the community. So when we're able to thrive, communities are engaged, communities can evolve. And so the video will show you, Can you see it? You want me to send you? The video will show you what that looks like in your community.
I just sent it to you.
You have it. And then after it plays, I will kind of come before you and find out what that looks like and how we can scale this bigger throughout Baltimore City.
Across Baltimore, women are showing up every day at work, in their businesses, in their communities. But behind the scenes, many are silently struggling. Health challenges like chronic stress, menopause, and untreated conditions are not just personal, they are economic.
At the Women's Wellness Lounge, we are changing that narrative. We create spaces where women can restore their health, reclaim their confidence, and rebuild their capacity to lead. Through programs like Heal Her, She Is Well Boutique, and our wellness education initiatives, because when women are well, they show up differently. They lead differently. They build differently. When we remove the barriers to women's health, we unlock their full potential to lead, to build, and to thrive. Together, we have the opportunity to redefine what support for women in Baltimore truly looks like. To expand this impact across Baltimore, we are seeking support to expand our programs to reach more underserved women, build strategic partnerships, and strengthen our infrastructure and impact measurement.
At the Women's Wellness Lounge, we're building more than programs. We're building healthier, stronger women who are ready to lead and thrive. With the right support, we can expand this impact across Baltimore. Because when women are well, they lead, they build, and they change communities.
And my ask is, outside of resources, capacity building, what does that look like? Being able to translate what we do into data, creating the infrastructure so that we can build, so that we can position ourselves to be prepared to ask for and walk into rooms to ask for grant funding and or partnership in those organizations. So thank you for your time.
Okay, last but not, oh, we have one more after you, yes. All right.
It's your turn.
This is my turn. I got my name 10 out, y'all, so that's how y'all know I mean business. Got my name 10 out. So, and bear with me, y'all, because I'm kind of losing my voice, but if I'm being honest, my lost voice is probably the same as like a normal person's projected voice. But yeah, so I noticed in the PowerPoint that some people had little one-pagers included. Mine was not included because I was kind of like added to the schedule a little bit late, but I do have one if anyone's interested.
It's included. The hard copy is included.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
It's not.
Oh, it's not? Oh.
No, ma'am.
Oh.
No, and that's okay because I got them. I got them if y'all need them, okay?
Yeah. And you
I
sent,
got them.
you
I can
sent it
just
to
come
us,
around
Rebecca, you
and
sent
give
it to
everybody
us,
one.
but you didn't put it in the packet.
Yeah, it's in there.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
It's all good. I'm going to get my steps in.
I got one, thank you.
You got one?
Yep. Packets
Yeah.
or ask Rebecca, she was saying that.
I did. I mean, I don't have enough for everybody, but all right. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Did you get one?
Perfect.
Oh, let me, yeah. Oh, there.
All right, guys, so I'm going to just jump right in because I know I don't have a lot of time. So last but not least, y'all, my name is Dana Carr, and my background is in education, recreation, youth development. So I'm going to kick this off with a little bit of a game. All right, y'all, we're going to play a game. So y'all got to bear with me, okay, for this game. We're not going to do too much in the game, right? But I'm going to say a series of statements, all right? And if the statement resonates with you, I'm going to ask that you either stand up, raise your hand, shout or holler, whatever. Just let us know that you feel that statement. 2 thumbs up if you got that. All right, so the name of the game is called Stand Up If. What's the name of the game?
Stand Up If.
Stand Up If. So like I said, if you're not able to stand up, you're not feeling standing up, don't worry about it. I know these chairs have wheels, so it's a lot. You could just raise your hand, just let us know, right? So, stand up if, right? If you've ever attended an event and was distracted or confused or even felt guilty by the presence of children because the event was not designed for them. It's just not a kid event and they were there. Raise your hand. Stand up if. Okay. All right, so furthermore, stand up, raise your hand if you've ever just missed an event because you had to take care of your own kids, maybe your little cousin, your little brother, your neighbor. You just couldn't make it, right? Because you had to stay home and take care of that kid. Raise your hand. Okay, cool. All right, so we're gonna switch it up a little bit. Raise your hand or stand up if you've ever wanted to bring your kids or your little sister or your little brother to the event, but not for the whole time. Like maybe you wanted them there for the wedding, but not the reception. Or maybe you wanted them for the reception, but not the wedding, right? Something like that. Stand up, raise your hand if you feeling that one. All right, so stand up if you know anybody who, right? If their career had to take it back in, if they weren't able to work, they weren't able to travel, they weren't able to study because they just didn't have that childcare, right? Raise your hand. All right, cool. Thank you. See, I said, just let me know. She let me know. I appreciate you for that, sis. Yeah, so, and last but not least, this is the last one, y'all. Stand up or raise your hand if you think that people would be more engaged in their community, right? They would show up more, they will volunteer more, they will come out to the cookouts more if there was childcare on site. Raise your hand. Okay, yes. So everybody got their hands raised. Ain't nobody stand up, but that's okay. So everybody raise their hand at some point or another, right, during this little game, right? And that's not just because I'm a great facilitator, because I'm so engaging. That's because this is an everyday occurrence in our communities, y'all. This is real, right? So people have to choose between showing up and taking care of their kids, right? They have to do that every day, right? So that is why I created Community Child Care Solutions. I got my little logo and everything, y'all. Community Child Care Solutions, right? So many parents and caregivers struggle to attend social, professional, and community events because childcare is unavailable, unreliable, or just inconvenient, right? Many events are just not designed with families in mind. And in our communities, childcare does not just affect the parents, right? We got older siblings who take care of the kids. We got grandma and granddad who take care of the kids, right? But it also affects the people who are just trying to attend the events, right? It affects the event planners. It affects the businesses, all of that, right? So common challenges include weddings that are not child-friendly, right? We got conferences. People got to travel to go to these conferences for work, but they got kids at home, right? They don't have childcare options. Community events where instead of you actively engaging with your community or volunteering like you want to, cleaning up how you want to, you're running behind your kids because they outside and they want to play too, right? We got families that are traveling, but they don't have childcare support. And then we have those limited, flexible childcare options outside of just the daycare, right? We don't have many options. So that's why I created Community Childcare Solutions. So I've been doing this work for a long time. I've been working for youth and community development for as long as I can remember. And through my work, I've noticed the barrier, y'all. I've noticed that gap that exists. I noticed the families that they get to come in and fully engage and fully show up and get all they need to get out of the event. And then you see the other families who are trying, but they got that baby on their arm and they got to stop and feed the baby and they're in and out of the room, y'all, because now the baby fussy and they got to walk out and somebody just got to the best part, right? I've seen it happen. Yeah. So, but all right. So that's why I created that, right? So the reason I'm here today is because, like I said, I've been doing this community work for a while now, y'all, but I've never had to sell myself, right? I'm always like, my work speaks for me. Go find my people in the community. They know who I am. But now that I'm trying to offer this different service, how do I go out and market this to the people from the business perspective, right? How do I because I know how to get the community behind me, but how do I get the event planners behind me? How do I get the, other people behind me? How do I do that, right? That's why I'm here. So thank y'all for your time.
Thank you.
Yes.
And last but not least, Dr. Tahira Mahdi. Oh,
Oh, my bad.
I don't know. Revka was handing them out, and so I don't know. Good question. packets.
No, there isn't enough. It was for blend. So yeah. So we do not know how many.
Got her,
It was emailed.
THC and LLC at UMBC.
Oh, it's emailed to us?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do I just point to you and say to hit the next, or I can stand here? Okay. Yeah, sure. I'll just hit the button. If you just tell me what button to push. Okay. Okay, got it. Okay. Everyone, I'm going to start with a question. So we have two different types of communities, geographically defined, such as your city or neighborhood, but also relational communities, non-geographically defined. Which types do you think individuals relate to more? So raise your hand if it's geographically designed communities that you think individuals relate to more. Okay. What about non-geographically defined? Okay. And I should.
Yeah.
So they do relate more to non-geographically defined communities. And that's one of the things that I work with as a community psychologist, getting people to lean more into those non-geographically defined communities. True or false? All communities have boundaries. True. Okay. Anybody say false? Okay. Well, my research showed that communities come in different types of structures, and I've also done research with the go-go music cultural community of the Washington, D.C. area, which showed an unbounded structure. And it looks more like this. There's core, you have supportive, and then you have potential community. So this is getting into what I do as a community psychologist when I give presentations, workshops to different people. And in these things, what I seek to do is help people explore individual personal perceptions of community, learn the different ways in which others perceive community, and then broaden their concepts of community to be more effective in their work. So this is my of the community model, but this is something that I will do like a whole workshop on, and I usually talk to businesses, organizations, universities, rooms full of people like this who do so many different things in the community. But what I'm trying to do is just get them to lean more again into those relational communities. And in order for me to not just keep talking to the people doing the work, but to talk to many different people in the communities, I've switched to taking that same information and putting it into books and movies. So this is my movie that's now streaming on Fossum, Zumo, and Relay. Will be on Tubi on May 6th. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So I was the main writer on this. I did have a co-writer, but also produced it and also helped to direct this movie. Nice to meet you. My name is Harvey. Is there a rule that says we have to sit around crying about our breakups?
I like your logic, lady.
We match spirits. Now, if you ain't from planet Earth, make some noise! PKG. Oh my God.
More and more of these alien beings are revealing themselves.
So won't engage us as equals.
Oh.
So the premise of this movie is about you call it like dating and aliens. The tagline is dating was hard enough before the aliens showed up. So of course it speaks to different things, so many different things, but I'll get into that. One of the things that I've also done with this is publish the screenplay for this. So we know that not only, it's easy to say that people aren't reading as much as they used to, but literacy rates are also actually declining. So that was one of the reasons that I wanted to give the community, different communities, different ways to engage with reading material. So this is just one of those. So even if you watch the movie on Tubi, hey, get the screenplay, see the brilliance of different directors and actors, people who look just like you, who were able to take a screenplay and put it on the screen. Also, it gives you something to do maybe at parties. You can act it out with your friends. Just some other thing that I was trying to make sure people engage with, where they're not just always on the phone, something that we're trying to get more people into. This is a novel that I wrote. This was published in 2023. This is not how it was supposed to go. Homegirl's life is falling apart. Moving back to her mother's house ignites an explosive summer of mischief, secrets, and potential lovers. So this is another way that I'm incorporating my research in something that's like that model that you saw that's not really too complicated, but not something I can just go around teaching people in the community. But I put that in novel form, so it gives us another way to engage. Book clubs, perhaps if I go to college campuses, different other places, just again, trying to get people to have these discussions about social issues, but using entertainment. The movie is rated R because of language. The book is rated R because it is. But that's cool. And that's just my other way to engage audiences that are not academic. So with these, I inspire audiences to consider the ways that we build community, consider how community shows up, discuss dating, sexual health, anti-Blackness, and generational trauma. And then also engage other people's artistic practices. By producing this movie, I was able to relate to a whole new community of artists, filmmakers, directors, actors, just brilliant people that other people don't really know about, and through face-to-face activities. So my goals with this are to engage college-based audiences through film and or book discussions, engage a variety of multi-generational communities through film discussion, utilize discussion for qualitative research on attitudes regarding sexual health, and then to write, direct, and produce a film based on the book, This Is Not How It Was Supposed to Go. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Let's hear for everyone, actually. Excellent presentations, and they're all very, very great, very persuasive. Some of them feel very much like a nonprofit operation, but some are like, okay, borderline for-profit business. But anyway, thank you for the powerful presentation and your list of questions. So please help yourself to food, and we have a few minutes then for conversations, for discussions. So please know that this is not the end of when you're going to actually get feedback from people, because we have videotaped it and we're going to put it on our YouTube channel. And I'm going to also share it with some business colleagues that I have, and perhaps also Glenn as well. And then we'll continue to get some feedback. Yes, Sally?
Yeah, I was thinking, so Anthony, I think, is probably the most knowledgeable of the Bell members here about the different programs in Bell that people can apply to for the kinds of help that you're talking about needing. So maybe, I don't know, maybe we'll wait till we come back, or I don't want to put you on the spot, but I just think you know more about this certainly than
So if you can
than
share,
I
Anthony,
do.
please.
Yeah, I'm happy to share to everyone. Just different opportunities, I guess, in the ecosystem for folks to apply to. I guess one to start with is our program at Hopkins, the Social Innovation Lab. So as long as what you're working on is socially or environmentally impactful, and it's in and around Baltimore, you're eligible to apply. Those applications will open up again in August. It is a very competitive cycle, I will admit. So please don't be mad at me if you don't get in. We got 200 applications for 13 slots last year, so it gets really competitive. And it's across every industry vertical: housing, prison reentry, maternal health, mental health, all of it. You name it, we got somebody working in it. And so I would encourage you to go, if you go to our website. The Social Innovation Lab is just one program under the PAVA Center, which is John Hopkins' student, alumni, and community hub for entrepreneurship. So we run a ton of different programs. Most of them are student facing. Social Innovation Lab is the only one that is open to community. But if you go to the PAVA Center website, you can learn more. You can subscribe to our newsletter, what I would encourage. And we have a showcase coming up on May 14th at 6:30 p.m. You can see the founders that are in this year's program pitch. So again, if you go to the PAVA Center website, or if you just Google Social Innovation Lab Showcase, all of it will come up. Register and come out to the event. It's a great opportunity to meet other social entrepreneurs, other folks in the ecosystem in the room, and hear kind of like what the pitches of founders that have gotten accepted sound like. I would also encourage you to look into the Innovation Works network. Innovation Works works with entrepreneurs across many different stages, from early, just starting out, to folks that, have brick and more to companies of scale, to regional corporate partners, etc. They have put their, so normally what you would do is go on their website and there's an opportunity to sign up and be screened to be entered into their network. I know that they have put that on pause for capacity reasons, but they are planning to open it back up soon. They run a boost program that actually just started. That is a 5-day program, intensive program to help you do a lot of the things that y'all talked about today. Try to figure out how do you get to scale, how do you get to customers, how do you start to fundraise, how do you get to that next stage. And so that program comes around once or twice a year. And then they also have a 6-month accelerator, which is usually for a little bit more advanced teams. And then the cool thing about Innovation Works is they support the entrepreneurs. Even if you're not in one of those programs, they'll pair you with a mentor and try to get you the support you need. And then they also have a funding arm called Ignite Capital. And so Ignite Capital offers micro grants. They also offer loans that are typically below market rate. They even have some options that don't have any interest at all. So they find very creative ways to help to fund you and then connect you to other funders, connect you to customers. They have a neighborhood strategy that's centered around disrupting the racial wealth gap through entrepreneurship and connecting entrepreneurs to community. So they're doing a lot of great work, I would say, and has the biggest catch radius for different entrepreneurs depending on what stage you're on. Unfortunately, Baltimore Corps is sunset in the Elevation Awards because I would probably be my first entry point for a lot of you because they work with very earlier stage ideas, so you don't have to have the revenue model all figured out and all that stuff yet. But unfortunately that program is wrapping up. They focusing more on workforce development now. I would definitely encourage you to talk to Impact Hub. I think they have some support services, events, etc., for you to go and meet other entrepreneurs and get connected to support. Who am I? Oh, Loyola Baltipreneurs program as well. Okay, you did Baltipreneurs already. Great. That's a once a year program. How many founders? 10 get accepted? Okay. Also pretty competitive to get into. You don't have to particularly be a social enterprise or social impact company to get into that program. And then Towson, the startup, probably leaning a little more tech for the Towson startup program, but that is also an accelerated program from Towson University that you can apply to. Also, Towson startup space in Towson is a free open co-working space that you can use on every day of the week, Monday through Friday, I think like 9 to 5 or 6. So it's a very nice space to go and do work if you need a place to meet folks, etc. I feel like I'm forgetting somebody and I don't want to do that, but
well, I was going to say all of these are listed on the BELN website.
Yep.
So it's BELNBmore.com. Might need to be updated, but there is a list of all these different programs there. You guys can check out as well.
Yeah, that's a great place to start. And then I would be remiss without saying, Danae Stewart and the PNC business. Yeah. But there's a business center here on campus that is run by Danae Stewart, and they have a Start a Business, Change Your Life program that might be interesting for a lot of you, and some other resources and events and pitch competitions that's happening right here at Morgan. So I would definitely check that out too. Okay.
I believe it's like a large scale summit in his the Spring Entrepreneur Showcase.
Oh, there we go.
So that will be, I believe it's like 6 to 7:30.
And it should be right up here in the student center. Is it in?
Is that this week? Thursday.
The Spring Entrepreneur one is Maryland's Growth and Innovation Showcase, hosted by the Howard University and PNC Mid-South Regional Center for Entrepreneurship at Morgan State University in partnership with Baltimore City. That's right. They just market that. This is clear to everybody. They said they couldn't do nothing about it. But it will have pop-up shops. It will have networking opportunities with entrepreneurs, community partners, and campus stakeholders. There'll be panel discussions featuring two organizations and other community partners. Our executive director is on one of the panels, and we will also be tabling there. So they do have some resources as well, but it's kind of like a well-kept secret of like what they offer non-students that are based here out of Morgan.
What day and time?
Thursday.
This Thursday.
This Thursday, I only have the tabling hours on my calendars, but I'm pretty sure it's like 6 to 7:30, something like that.
Great. Thank you so much for all the details, Anthony. Let's have a picture of all the phenomenal folks that did the pitching, and then and I hope some of you will connect and provide some kind of additional guidance that Anthony gave. But this is like ongoing conversation, so this is just the beginning. We will share the video with the whole, Sally will send it to you so you can share with the whole network, and then we'll share it with our network and provide you some information, some assistance in response to the questions that you paused for the team.
And we'll send out our, the website that Michael mentioned, we'll send that around, and as well as the course information that I talked about earlier.
Perfect.
Excellent work, all of you. Thank you.
So we will do that. Absolutely phenomenal. Actually, all the pitches are just excellent. I'm so impressed. Thank you. All right, please have food, and I personally will follow up with each one of you with comments because So I'm going to send you.